Good morning, Mike.
Morning,
I
Ty.
salute you. Cup of coffee. We're both
Thank you
trying to
for
down this.
your elixir of life that you provide. Thank you.
This is a true early morning edition of On the Fly with Mike and Ty. I'm Ty. You're Mike.
It's earlier for you than me, but
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's before 7:30 here, and actually, you were ready to go at 6:30 my time because of a miscommunication on my part. So, thank you
all
for being
good.
patient with me this morning.
All good, my friend.
We have a lot to talk about, but you went to Oklahoma this weekend. How was that trip? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. I got to see OU lose, which it's funny. People rag on me because I was kind of rooting against OU, not overtly, but just subtly, internally. I can love the school, and my daughter goes there, and I'm proud of her, and she loves it, and all that. And I can hate the football team. Like those two things can live in separate worlds. Um, I've always hate such a strong word.
It
I
is.
want OU to lose because they play in the same conference
Division.
as
Conference, yeah.
my team, TCU. So, and in fact, they play TCU this week. So it's a house divided this week, OU versus TCU. OU is going to stomp them. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm under no premonition that TCU actually has a chance. But that way, if I expect the worst, like I did last night with the Cowboys, I'm like they're going to get stomped, and then they win, and then I'm pleasantly surprised. It's I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than we've got this, we're going to kill them, and then you lose.
Yeah. Are you the type of is there a rivalry that you sense with like a school like Oklahoma where you would rather them lose versus your team win?
Ooh, no, I would say TCU's biggest rivalry is Baylor, and they're really good this year. So, I mean, Baylor has lost a game, but TCU is not. But it's no, like if OU's not playing TCU, like if OU won the national championship, for example, I wouldn't be upset about it.
Okay.
It's just more.
Yeah.
I'd rather TCU win the national championship, which they won't. But
right.
What I mean? But there are college teams that I genuinely just dislike significantly. Pretty much anybody in the Big Ten, Notre Dame, Florida State, Miami. I just growing up in the era of the 80s and stuff and 90s, those were teams that were just fun to dislike. And I like parity. I don't like Alabama winning every single or being, let's have Appalachian State being, or, it's kind of like I like the college basketball way better because there's just more opportunities for teams to beat the big boys, right? And you just kind of see that every year. There's a little, not that the big teams don't rise to the top in most occasions, but in college football, it's so skewed to so few schools that it's just kind of not fun unless you're a fan of one of those schools. And I have a bunch of Alabama fans that are friends, and they just, we don't, like you've won, umpteen million national championships. Let somebody else win one, come on. So, and they don't feel that way. They we want to win every year. And I'm like,
well, for those that are wondering why we're talking about college football 4 minutes in, it's really just to buy myself more time to get coffee into my bloodstream.
So I knew I was going to have to carry this episode. What's new?
What's new? I like it. Put your comments in below. Who normally carries this episode? And here come the fanboys of Mike Moynihan. Here they come. I hear the clicks.
Bring it on. We know it.
Hey, so on that note, a Mizzou fan. I grew up despising KU, but I think there was a point in my mid-20s where I realized I need to stop hating KU more than I like Mizzou. Right? It's a terrible way to live. I hated the feeling. And plus, I felt like I was starting to look at people the wrong way because they were a KU fan. And so I definitely had a big shift about 15 years ago. It became more enjoyable to me at that point. It was nice.
Don't you think?
I can appreciate that.
Dislike and respect can mutually coexist. Meaning,
I do. Yeah.
I hate the Yankees, but I respect the Yankees history, and stuff like that. Like there can be respect for the accomplishments of an organization, a school, a program, whatever. But
that
doesn't mean you have to like it.
Of the Yankees, man, did I get some backlash for saying that Ohtani has a legitimate shot at winning the MVP.
And I
Multiple
got,
people messaged me like, how could you say that? How could
yeah,
Judge not win it? And it was all Yankees fans for the most part. It's like, oh my goodness.
I told you that would be a controversial statement. I got a lot of backlash because I incorrectly said that Judge has won an MVP before. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I knew everything about everything. You know, it's funny how people
No, we do
watch
not
an
wish
entire
that.
episode and the one thing they comment on is the one thing you get wrong. It's like, wait, you didn't like anything else. You just want to point out that I made a mistake in,
Yeah.
okay, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Part of the deal. It's
My
all
bad.
good. It was pretty funny though, because it's like, let's have an historic season by somebody, but somebody else on the Yankees is having a fairly good season as well. Let's ridicule that guy for thinking he's the other guy should win MVP. This made no sense to me, and it was very, very frustrating having to defend myself.
Well, Judge is having a pretty historic season too. I mean, if he wins the Triple Crown, it's hard not to give him the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. His batting average has fallen. I think he's under a lot of pressure.
I saw a great tweet. I want to say it was from Bo, 1 million Cubs. It might not have been, but it was something along the lines of, wow, a guy who's getting ready to play 7th for home runs in a season is getting a whole lot of publicity. That's fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Like we're interrupting my college football game to go see Aaron Judge's at bat.
Well, it's not like it happens every year or that we have this kind of chase all the time. So I kind of get it, honestly.
Baseball needs it for sure. Baseball needs that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
They need the attention, no doubt.
Yeah.
Speaking
and like I said last week, oh, go ahead. Finish that. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, speaking of baseball, man, I'm getting frustrated with all these releases just continuing to get delayed.
That transition was good.
I'm waiting for, 5-star to come out, some other things that I actually like in, new stuff, mainly because it has a lot of old players in it, but it's just so frustrated. You'd think they'd figure this out. I mean, we're pretty far into this, right? And yet there's still these continuing problems. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, we talked about this, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and how the release calendar on the Panini side completely shut off on October 1st. I mean, more or less, right? The releases you see coming out, they're gone. And that's because, Panini had lost the rights to one of their third-party printers, or the third-party printer, because Fanatics got the stronghold. I don't see how that should affect Topps, right? Like, that's what's a little annoying to me. To your point, it's like, why is Topps having an issue right now?
Especially if they're now own the printer and Panini's not taking up any capacity for the printer. They should just be able to go to town, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. But Topps is being Topps a lot. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, right. I mean, Topps is struggling right now, trying to figure out a couple things with the Topps Chrome stuff. But I mean, you do wonder if they're kind of stepping back, saying, "Wait a second, we got ridiculous amounts of product sitting on the shelves now." And I get it, 5-star, and some of those aren't retail releases, but they at the very least have got to be thinking, we need to reevaluate the way we're distributing products, as we can't have this era again.
Yeah, because it's not free to print. Like we think like there's cost to that, and they have to think. We want to print to order is probably not correct, but certainly print to the demand as best we can. Try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Right. Why overprint something when it's literally going to be wasted money? Right. You'd think as a business, they'd want to kind of dial that in.
Yeah.
In terms of, okay, what's the demand? Let's print that much and maybe a little more. Right. And go from there. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's it. Which brings up a good segue into the Topps Chrome stuff. And I'm really having a hard time thinking through how Topps should have handled this, because for those that don't know, we talked about this last week. Topps Chrome's missing the short prints, the super short print variants of, Julio and Bobby Witt and Torkelson. They came back since our episode and basically said that they're going to give the silver packs like they mentioned, and those are going to be distributed to the breakers, to the hobby shops, to the retail outlets. And then the blaster boxes and the mega boxes and all that stuff, if you bought those at Target and Walmart, if you saved your UPC code, you can go on and enter yourself into a drawing for random packs. And they're going to do one drawing a month. I mean, I guess one part of me is like that's the only way you can handle that. The other part of me feels like there's still no punishment for Topps. It's like there's still no accountability. They are taking no financial loss from this. The people that are taking financial losses are like the retailers who are having return product. So I guess I'm just trying to like mesh the two here. Like, what is that the right way to handle it? Is that fair in your mind, Mike, or what should they have done here?
No, of course it's not fair. None of it's fair. The problem is life's not fair.
Okay.
And
It's got deep.
There's always a risk of opening new product. Not that you're going to not receive what was promised in the box. That's a huge mistake. And I'm not trying to give Topps a pass here, but we in the hobby do a really piss poor job of voting with our pocketbooks. Meaning we have such a short memory. As soon as the next shiny, beautiful thing comes out, we're going to all be, not we all, the hobby will clamor for it and want it because there's just this addiction to opening wax. And we could speak with our pocketbooks and not buy Topps Chrome, which, oh, by the way, you go to Walmart's around me, you could buy all you want retail wise.
Yeah.
You could buy the whole shelf. Nobody's buying it. Especially I saw my blasters at my Walmart were $35 a piece. I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. Like serious hard pass. So that's how you punish Topps. The problem is we won't. We just won't. We don't learn our lesson. Nobody ever, we don't learn our lesson on PWCC, and yet people still go on PWCC and buy crap all the time.
Mm.
Right? There are these hobby lessons that come along that are easily forgotten. People come into the hobby. They don't know the history. They don't know how many times Topps has screwed people over, how many times different entities have been shady, and they just kind of move on. So I think that's a hobby problem, and I don't think there's a solution. I'm not saying other than us boycotting it, right?
Yeah.
As a hobby, and Topps will get the point, but that still doesn't fix the people that bought. It doesn't solve the immediate problem of Chrome buyers. I mean, think if you're a breaker or you were in a break for a pick your team or a division break or something, you're only getting part of it anyway. You had no chance to get any of the short prints within that division or those player breaks or whatever. How do you get you got 15 people in a break, 20 people in a break. How does the breaker divide the one pack that they're going to get for that box or 8 packs for a case or 10 packs, whatever it is? It's problematic for everyone down the line. And it's just one of those, man, that sucks, but people won't learn. You could go, well, I'm not buying it, forget it. They just screwed me. The normal person would say, if a store did that to you in real, like in a retail setting, and you went to a store and they treated you bad and you didn't get what you'd expected, yada, yada, you wouldn't go back to that store. You wouldn't be a patron of theirs anymore. Not in the hobby. For some reason, we just are so easy to forgive.
Well, it's because in that scenario, there's a million other stores you can go to. Right. And the hobby scenario, there's not a million other distributors and manufacturers you can go to, especially when sports have licenses, right? And you can only go to Topps if you want to collect baseball cards.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Yeah, the accountability level is very, very low.
But I'm sorry to interrupt, but doesn't that speak to the lack of competition being a negative thing in the sports card world?
In this case, it does. Yeah, I think it does. And I think that's why I am a big advocate of having multiple licensed manufacturers. I think Panini and Topps and Upper Deck should all be able to manufacture the cars, and we should be able to choose the ones we like the most and the companies that provide the best customer service and product. What a novel idea.
Crazy.
Capitalism 101.
Jeez.
Yeah, I cannot stand the exclusivity on licenses, but it is what it is. And you're right. The only way to solve the problem is to say, hey, I'm not going to buy the next 2 or 3 releases until Topps gets their act together.
Yep. Or buy singles of whatever. It doesn't mean you have to stop collecting. Just don't buy the product in its, I don't know. There are just people that just love breaking wax for some reason.
Yeah, and that's never going to change, right? And look, you and I both, there's nothing like opening a fresh sealed foil pack. Like it's an amazing experience, and everyone should be able to enjoy that. But we got to hold manufacturers accountable to these ridiculous things they do. I mean, like we could go on and on about redemption sitting out there. I'm sitting on a ton of redemptions from Panini. There's zero accountability with that. They flat out lie about putting things in products on checklist and are really never held accountable to it. And there's nothing you can do. You can exchange it for lesser cards or points. It's like, well, the prices we paid were inflated based on your checklist. The prices someone paid for a spot on a crappy team in Topps Chrome for a break were inflated because the cost of the case was inflated because of fake SSPs. Like all of this trickles down, and it's just unfortunate that there's no recourse for just about everybody in the hobby.
I hate when they get you by the short and curlies. It's no fun.
that was that the so unnecessary, but perfectly said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know what you think below on that. The way Topps handle it and kind of where they sit and what your response to that is, but we're not fans of it for sure. What else you got for us? There's a new show starting on Saturday morning, right? What's going on with this?
Yeah, there is. So Hobby Hotline is a hobby show with multiple, it's basically a panel show where you have multiple guests each week that talk about current events in the hobby and what's going on in sports and all that kind of fun stuff. It's been on its own channel for a long time. They came to us, and that's just the truth. They came to us, and they're going to be on Saturday mornings, which is their normal slot on their own channel, but we're going to run the Saturday show here on Bench Clear Media starting this Saturday. Will be the debut episode, the premiere episode on Bench Clear. I will be actually hosting that one. I'm actually hosting tonight's Hobby Hotline as well. We'll put a link down below to the channel. But the concept of the show I really like because it's several guys, different people each week typically. So you get different perspectives. The idea that viewers can quote unquote call in, meaning if you want to click on the link and come talk on the show or ask questions in the chat, it's a live show. So the idea is to have a lot of interaction, a lot of fun. And so I really like the concept, and the idea is to bring it to Bench Clear, and hopefully more of you can enjoy it and just meet different people in the hobby. Dr. Beckett's a part of it, who's going to be on my Golden Age of Cardboard episode this week, actually. He will be part of that. That'll be fun. But so there's a lot behind this, and we need to get it. We just want to get it out to more people, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it too. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, you and I talked about it for gosh, I feel like a few months before it happened. And we've tried to create Bench Clear in a way that allows us to just help other channels, right? I mean, you guys provide a strong following. You're it's a stable group of subscribers, and we appreciate that. And we'd love for you to kind of come around Hobby Hotline and show them some love. And if you don't like it after the first couple episodes, don't watch it, right? But if you do, support them and put comments, tell them how they can get better. We just love to, I mean, when you got a group of that, you have a cool concept, and they're providing just good intel for the hobby. I think it's good for everybody to have that show around. And so we want to make sure we do our best to keep it around. That's what Bench Clear is used for.
Yeah, I think the call in idea is great. I think it's way underutilized by the people out there. I mean, if you got people up there that are, knowledgeable in different areas, take advantage of that. Ask questions, come on the show. You don't have to show your face. You can just
Yeah.
not show your camera. Just ask questions. And it's great for us hosts because it allows us to, um, have more things that people want to hear about. Like if you want to hear it, we don't want to just talk to talk, right? We want
Yeah.
to talk about the topics that you're concerned about out there, and that's what we'll do. We don't do that here, though. This isn't live, just so y'all
Right.
know.
Right.
We don't care what you think. No, just kidding.
Wrong.
Totally wrong.
So yeah, check that out Saturday morning. You're gonna
How's
like what
chasing cardboard going? What do we got going on there?
we're heavy in production for season 3, as you know. People, we get a lot of comments like, "Hey, we'll just put out better, put out more episodes. Please keep producing, and we want to keep watching." And trust me, we'd love to do that. It is really hard to put out episodes because it takes a lot of production, a lot of commitment, and so
Well,
we're
and
working on it.
there's a lot on our end that we have to like coordinating
Yeah,
schedules and collections that we want to go see and travel, and it's
yeah,
it's not just, oh, let's just, it's not like me doing a baseball collector episode or you doing a breaker culture
yeah,
episode where you literally just turn on the camera, run it for 15-20 minutes and upload. It is so much more to it, and we love that people love it. You just got to give us a little bit of grace and patience to put these out. We can't just crank them out, so
yeah.
we're
They're
trying.
they're coming. There's some good stuff in the. We already have multiple episodes filmed for season 3, and then we're trying to get 4 to 6 more coming as well. So there's a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah.
We've had some networks reach out to us, as you know. Probably can't talk about it too much. Don't think we're going to be moving it off of YouTube at the current moment, but there's definitely there's been some interest that we're excited to see. So
Yeah, who doesn't like that? We
yeah,
do.
yeah, it's good. It's good validation, right? But it's been really fun. It's been really fun the last few months.
Yes.
um,
What else we got? Did we have another topic? Anything else? Can't remember. We do these on the fly, guys. Like literally, hey, let's brainstorm for 2 minutes before we hit play or record, and then off we go.
I got my first couple cards hitting Heritage this week in their October auction.
The Pujols rookie.
2 Pujols rookies and a Mickey Mantle.
Nice. Are you excited about that process? Has it been easy?
It has been, and I was obviously hesitant first time doing an auction house. Was pleasantly surprised with how easy it was. And it's a couple. There's a couple of big cards in there, right? The Future Watch, Pujols, and a Gem Mint, and a turn of the century die cut auto for Pujols, jersey numbered. I mean, these are big cards, and the timing could not have been more perfect, right? So I'm excited about that hitting Heritage. I'm just concerned, like, dang, was that? Should I just sold it myself? I guess that's what I'm struggling with.
Yeah, that's, we've been. We might as well put this out there. Like we're struggling, meaning you, me, Matt, right? We're acquiring all of these cards. Great. Now, what's the most efficient, most cost effective way to get them back out into the hobby? Is basically what it is, right?
Yeah,
And there are some challenges there that are hard to deal with, especially when you have 6 kids, jobs, things that you and I have to deal with in real life. I want to play golf. There's other things that go on, and so you like, okay, what's the best way to do this? Um, it's not easy. There's a lot of real stuff. I'm glad you did that. Actually, are you? When will it be out on auction?
I think it hits on October 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it goes till the I don't know,
Is it a
basically the
month
end of
long
October.
or 2 weeks or how long is the auction?
I think it's a 3-week, but it was a little fuzzy. I kept seeing different like fall releases, but I think a fall in like that first 3-week period in October. So we'll see. I mean, And I also have a 53 mantle in there and a 4.5 that I'm pretty excited about. So I debated on selling that one, but it just felt right to sell. So.
And where did you get those cards? A Chasing Cardboard episode?
Nope. All three of those were collections that I had bought pre-Chasing Cardboard. So local collections I'd bought from people.
Gotcha. Well, good. I'm excited for you.
Yep.
I mean, I've never sold anything in an auction house. I've bought plenty from auction houses and always had great experiences with that. So
yep,
you're going to kill it with it, I'm sure.
Wait, so I'm doing something in the hobby that you've never done before?
Oh, there's plenty of those things, I'm sure, Ty.
You just don't let people know usually. This is good.
I like auctions. Norman's just chilling back there, isn't he?
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Norman. Okay, we're going to try something new before we wrap up today. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to respond to it, but I want you to get your face up in the camera. I want you to respond to it, and that's going to be our thumbnail image for this episode.
Like I have to do like a face or something?
Just your face, yeah. How you would respond to this. And go ahead and put your mic down a little bit so we just see you. Okay, here's the question, or here's the event.
Oh my gosh. I have no idea what you're doing, so.
I just came up with this like literally 5 seconds ago. Okay. Shohei Ohtani wins the MVP.
No.
No, that's your response? Okay. Aaron Judge hits home run number 71.
Aaron Judge, well, he needs to hit more than 71.
Was he have to hit 74, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Judge hits home run number 74.
Not happening.
This backfired on me. Terrible idea.
Well, I don't know what I'm not supposed to go, or like, you know, I don't know.
The audience wants great thumbnail images of you. They don't care about me. They care about you. I'm trying to get you to express yourself.
No. I don't know how to do that.
All right. Well, I'll do a little Photoshop magic.
Photoshop magic.
There it is. That's the one. Cool. Well, have yourself a good week.
Yeah, guys. Talk to you later. Leave comments down below. See you.
Bye.